she says that sometimes she would even like say these words, these positive words to herself, even when she's crying. And that, to me, it wasn't just about that. It was a feeling, you know what I mean? Like, it would evoke a lot of feelings in my heart. The good news is God is listening, the universe is listening, and our ancestors are listening to whatever it is that we want. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in into this video, and I also would like to thank you for liking and subscribing whenever you watch a video and actually like it. Again, if you happen to watch this video until the end and you've watched the previous video until the end, and the previous one, you obviously like it here. So please do me a favor and like the videos that you actually watch and enjoy, and also do subscribe to the channel. And also another thing, press that notification bell to get notified every time I post a video, because as you can see, your girl doesn't have like a proper schedule. So every time I do post a video, I would like for you guys to get notified and actually be able to watch the video and catch it. So yeah, first of all, I want to say, I don't know if you guys can see the screen thing behind me. I don't know what it is. I tried to hide it or decorate it just so that it's not distracting, but I changed the background because I felt like we needed a new background, just something new. But also I am following the sun. I tried to film this video yesterday, but it didn't work out for me because honestly, your girl gets tired pretty quickly. So if I do laze around during the morning, when afternoon comes, I can't film anything because I'm already tired. So right now the time is, it's actually 10:20. It's very early in the morning. This is when I am more productive, I've noticed. So I decided to film this video as early as possible today to make sure that I get it done and dusted. Okay, I hope you guys will enjoy it. What we'll be talking about in this video is putting things into the universe. So we'll be talking about that today. I remember when I think of this, like putting things into the universe, I remember me and my friends, I remember this very vividly. We used to, like back when we were at varsity, we used to cross night. If you don't know what cross nighting is, it means that you actually study throughout the night and you don't sleep. So we would sit in the, what do they call them? The study centers. We'd sit in the study centers and study, mostly study, but we'd be on the computer, like watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then when morning came, if we have like a early paper, like 8 o'clock, I think 8 o'clock was the earliest. Like when it's about to hit 8, we'd literally be like, we're gonna fail. But then we'd always catch ourselves saying, no, Chomi, don't put it to the universe. We're taking it back. And I feel at that time, yes, we understood how important that is, but we kind of made a joke about it. But honestly, I think at certain times, or most of the time, we take advantage of the saying, there is power in the tongue. Whatever you say and put into the universe, it actually comes to life. But also we take advantage of the saying that whatever you think comes to life eventually. So that's what I want to focus on today. I want us to talk about that and just share our opinions, and yeah, basically I will share my opinion with you guys, and then if you have anything to say or anything to teach me, please do not be afraid to comment in the comment section down below. So as I was saying, I feel like we underestimate the saying of the power of the tongue, but we also underestimate the power of our thoughts. If you have been with me for the longest time in this channel, you know that the one thing that I have always thought about, even from when I was a child, was that as soon as I get good enough money, the first thing that I am going to do with my money is build or make my mother's tombstone. If you don't know about this, I do have a whole series about that is called Flowers for My Mother. So if you do want to check it out, you can go on my playlists and binge watch my episodes on flowers for my mother. So like I said, this is one of the things that to me solidify or prove that there is truly power in the tongue, and there is truly power in the thoughts that you entertain in your mind. Like I said, from when I was a child, I would think about this and I would imagine it and I would be fascinated and, just think of how I'm going to do it, what's the plan and all of that. And obviously I wouldn't tell anyone. I don't ever tell anyone my plans. I feel like that's what every one of us should do. I don't believe in saying things before they happen, because honestly, you don't know what people are thinking of you. You know what I mean? Just to be safe, try to keep your stuff to yourself, but also remember to manifest. Think about it, talk about it as much as you want to with the people that you truly trust. So that's one of the things that that really solidified to me and actually is proof to me that there truly is power in the tongue. And obviously discipline will also play a big role on like whether you are going to accomplish the things that you always dream about eventually. So like I said, as soon as I could do that, I did it. And again, discipline helps you, and just constantly reminding yourself that you said this is what you wanted to do, so you better do it. You know what I mean? So another thing that I wanted to talk about today was the downside to the power of the tongue or the power of your thoughts. The downside to that is that we all do have negative thoughts, and some of us really strongly struggle with constant negative thoughts. I am one of those people, and the thing is, the universe doesn't say, Anna, these are negative things, so I'm not going to give them to you. I'm only going to give you positive. Everything that you think about at a higher magnitude will eventually come to life. And that is that has been for the longest time one of my biggest fears, because I know that I struggle with trying to deflect and not block, not block, and try to block negative thoughts, but it's really a struggle. But I recently came across a video that said, the title was How to Manifest Your Dream Fast Using Your Negative Emotions. And I was like, okay, I need to watch this because honestly, I am really someone who really does struggle with negative thoughts, and regardless of how much I try to block them, they really most of the time do take over. So I was like, okay, since I can't block these thoughts, how can I use them to my advantage? And this lady was saying, but obviously she explained it in very deep. So she says that when you are in that state of feeling negative emotions and you are feeling them at a very high magnitude, it means that your energy is, how can I explain it? I'm not going to put it word for word, which is that your energy is high and the frequency is very high. So she says that when she is feeling like that, when she's feeling really down or really sad or really angry, she would usually most of the time go and look at the mirror and be like, I'm not going to give up. I am going to get it eventually. Just try to affirm herself as much as she can, even though she says that sometimes she would even say these positive words to herself even when she's crying. And she says that really works, because at that time you are feeling these emotions again in a very high magnitude, and your emotions are high, and your thought frequencies are high, and your vibrations are high. So rather than focusing on these thoughts and being sad and literally not doing anything. That's how I feel when I'm sad. Like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to lie in bed and sleep. Rather than doing that, rather try to affirm yourself, even though you are in this state of sadness and all these negative emotions. Yes, it will not like work instantly, but she says that you can see the change, especially obviously I can only imagine how good it feels to, even though you're feeling this great sadness and this great depression. And again, I don't want to use the word depression very loosely, because depression is a very serious mental issue. But if you are in that state where you feel like you're depressed, imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, you are beautiful, you are enough, you're gonna get there, you're gonna eventually get all the things that you dream about. I feel like the things that may sound funny when we say them, they eventually do work. I know from my experience, I would be embarrassed talking about some of the things that I want to say, because to some people it's just like small water, you know what I mean? But to me, yes, even though it may be, I might understand that other people dream about buying a big house. I do also want to buy a big house, but my biggest dream at the time was to build my mother's tombstone. And that, to me, it wasn't just about that, it was a feeling, you know what I mean? Like, it would evoke a lot of feelings in my heart. And so yeah, that's one of the tips that I wanted to share with you guys. And again, going back to that, we said that whatever it is that you say and whatever it is that you think, the universe is listening, God is listening, your ancestors are listening. And sometimes when we are younger, or when we haven't lived life like that, we have these big dreams. For instance, let's say you say that, this is going to be a very silly example, I want to get a house before I get a car, you know what I mean? And you have your reasons, and you preach this like constantly throughout your life. Even when you are grown enough to have lived life, you constantly say this and you constantly think about it. And then peer pressure hits you and you're like, and again, I'm not saying that people will get cars before houses are peer pressured. I'm just making a very silly example, like I said. Let's say, for instance, you have other reasons other than the fact that you need a car before a house, like a very silly reason, and you get a car before a house. Remember, you've been preaching this to yourself for your whole life, and you've been telling the universe that I want my life to go like this, and you've been telling God that this is what I want my life to look like, and you've been telling your ancestors that this is what I want, and then you do the opposite, and then life takes it away from you. And sometimes you may wonder, Bible, what happened? But it's because you had said that you wanted to do this before this. And I'm not saying that when those things happen, when certain things are taken away from us, it's always because of the things that we say and things that we think about. But sometimes it is. For me, I have seen it with myself that I have had one particular thing, but a lot of other things taken away from me. And when I really think about it, I'm like, I started with the last thing, you know what I mean? And that's just one of the things that one of the reasons that I come up with. And you know, when you sit and you think, Bible, why did this have to happen? And then you look back and you think, but I remember saying that I wanted this before this. I remember saying that I actually don't want this. You know what I mean? But again, just to make it clear, it's not always because of that. Sometimes it's just life. Life happens. You know what I mean? So with that being said, positive thoughts, negative thoughts, using negative thoughts for positive affirmations and manifesting whatever dreams that you have. And also preaching to yourself and putting it to the universe, whatever you want or whatever you dream of. We must remember that the good news is God is listening, the universe is listening, and our ancestors are listening to whatever it is that we want. And with that being said, I want you guys to stay tuned for my next video that is going to be a poem about this, or more or less. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about this video and whatever ideas that I shared with you, and whatever you want to add to whatever I said, or whatever you disagree with and you have your reasons for it. I'd like to know what you guys think. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys will enjoy this video. If you do, please don't forget to like, please don't forget to subscribe also, and I will see you guys on my next one.